Hello everyone, welcome back to The Long Dark. We are going to go ahead and give the Archivist challenge another go. I'm going to be a little bit slow in my in my speech at the moment because find all the things. I'm going to be a little bit slow in my speech right now because I'm running on like 2.5 hours of sleep maybe. And this time it was my own fault. I got... Oh, geez. Can't see. Why did it spawn me at night? Oh, my word. Okay, what do we have? Am I actually wearing all of my clothes? Because sometimes... At least I have... I don't have a frostbite risk. That's good. That's a rare thing. Oh dear. Hello, cat. Oh, geez. Alright. Geez, and we are wide awake at night. Okay. But yeah, no, the staying up late thing, completely my fault. I lost track of time last night. And by the time I did, it was like 3:34 in the morning. I'm like, well, screw it. I'll just reset my sleep schedule. And I made it as far as noon, which is I usually crash right around 10 whenever that happens, but I made it as far as noon. Are we starting off on it? Yes, we sure are. Okay. Well, I know where to go. We'll just go ahead and knock this one out right away. No woofs? No woofs. Okay, good. But yeah, I did that. And so, I'm a little groggy. Recording this partially just because I need to commentate to keep myself awake. So you'll be hearing a lot of ums and a lot of pauses and all that fun crap. So I apologize for that. I should hopefully become more animated as, whoops, wrong button. As things go on. Alright, and I think that was our first... Oh, the post office. Her. Sorry, I knew there was one over there, so my instinct was like, go! And I forgot to actually check the list. Alright, so we'll hit the post office since that's not too far. And we should be relatively safe since it's night one. I forgot that... I think this happened last time, too. I forgot about that. It's starting us out during the Aurora. So what did I do during the time that I was just like, screw it, I'll just, let myself lose track of time? I was playing The Long Dark. I was playing Wintermute. There we go, that's one of them. Mail today, first piece in 3 days, all the way from the East Coast even. Gives me something to do, finally. I believe in, well, I know I saw it in Wintermute, but, I think possibly in Survival Mode 2, there's like a little note over here you can find about them, telling people, hey, we can't take mail because we can't send mail. And for those of you who might have stumbled upon this and have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Wintermute, that is the story mode for The Long Dark. I will not discuss the actual story because, again, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I don't think that's something we're ever going to explore just because I do so much Long Dark already. I've got the challenges to do. We've got the survival stuff to do. So I don't think we're going to be doing Wintermute. If we do, I'm going to wait until all 5 episodes have been released. And then we'll just marathon it. So I will not discuss the... I won't discuss the story because I don't want spoilers. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. For anyone who doesn't have the game and hasn't played it and all that stuff. But I will discuss the game mechanics, which got kind of interesting because unlike in, the survival of the Long Dark where you've got about 5 difficulty levels, in Wintermute you have 3, and you've got one that is the equivalent of the Pilgrim. We're just gonna have to pass the time because 4. You've got one difficulty that's supposed to be the equivalent of Pilgrim, one that's supposed to be the equivalent of the 3rd difficulty, and one that's supposed to be the equivalent of the 5th difficulty. I played Wintermute on that second one, even though, normally I play on like the, what in survival would be the, like the 2nd difficulty. I think it's Voyager. Voyeur, I don't know. I don't remember. Like I said, I'm tired, groggy, trying to keep myself awake, and you guys get the benefit of me just kind of being hurt to there. And sorry if you guys can't see at the moment. I can see just enough, so I'm kind of trying to, do some quick scouring for supplies. Ooh, a fire log. Yeah, I'll take the fire log. Fire logs are great. If I haven't gone over them already, they are really good for starting fires, and that's not common with the actual logs. But yeah, the second difficulty, they advertise it as being something for experienced players, and it was weirdly forgiving. Now, granted, story mode usually can be forgiving in comparison to the survival game because most of the game is built around that survival aspect, and so when you're trying to tell a story, you want to make sure it's not ridiculously punishing because you're trying to tell your story. What's the other location? Oh yeah, the gas station, isn't it? Yeah, the gas station way down there. So yeah, the second difficulty was weirdly forgiving, and it's not like I didn't die. I think my death counter got as high as like 5 or 6 times, especially in episode 2. But sorry, trying to keep track of train of thought and what I'm doing at the same time while running on 2.5 hours of sleep. That was essentially a nap. Yeah. And in case anybody is wondering why I did not just sleep, it's because I'm trying to reset my sleep schedule, which is hard to do when you have insomnia and you're a night owl. So, yeah, I think we're just gonna start raiding houses for clothes, because I don't think we're fully clothed. Yeah, no, we still need like a couple of outer layers, an inner layer, and then more pants and socks. Oh, that reminds me, not the cap. That's at 45%. And it's still... Wait, how does this... Oh, no, that's this thing's condition. See, this is how tired I am. I was like, how does this improve my condition? That's the clothing condition. Yeah, okay, I'll have to... Let's see what supplies we've got. I haven't done that yet. So these are the things I've picked up. Oh, good. We've got 1 full set of medical supplies. That's good. Not gonna worry about those because I just picked those up. A little bit of food. I don't know. I'm glad it starts us off with a flashlight. Oh, and it did start me off with a sewing kit. Okay, that's good, because a lot of things need sewing. I don't think I have any cloth. Oh, I have one cloth. I can repair one thing right now. Well, who the... Sorry, I just heard like a smacking sound in my ear, and I was expecting a cat, and I looked down, and there's no cat. Yeah, okay, so we need to find the usual, the hatchet, the pry bar. Yeah, the hatchet and the pry bar. That's pretty much, that's what we need to find. For survival purposes.
Well, nobody needs this
and
anymore.
I'm going to need some water soon. So I'm going to gather up all these books, get some newsprint. But yeah, the game mechanics of Wintermute are more forgiving than I was expecting for the difficulty level that I chose. Granted, I can understand why they couldn't do 5 levels of difficulty for story mode because, again, you got to tell the story as opposed to, focus but nothing on the difficulty. And honestly, I think they do a pretty good job because, with story mode being a little more forgiving, that gives you the chance to focus on what's going... Well, I just searched that. What am I doing? It gives you the chance to focus on what's going on, what your tasks are. And it also kind of serves as like a good but lengthy tutorial, in a sense. Like if you're new to the game and you just jump right into story mode, the game will help you out, but it won't like hold you back while it does that. Like a lot of tutorials are, I'm gonna have you sit here for 10 minutes, and these are the controls, and this is what you can do, and it doesn't do that. It'll diminish some of the game mechanics until you reach the point where it's necessary. So it's a little bit like, gosh, what other game can I think of? I want to say it's a little bit like Breath of the Wild in the sense that it gives you, tips along the way without interfering with your gameplay. But it does stop some mechanics from popping up in the beginning. Ooh,
I can use this.
more clothing. All of our clothing is just in bad shape. We're going to have to fix this. We're going to have to spend the day getting travel ready here in Milton. Oof. To give you an example, a good example of what I mean by it kind of holds back some of the mechanics. We know from survival mode that if you have raw meat or even too much cooked meat or just some animal guts on you, that you will have a scent. And when you press tab, that little scent icon will show in the upper middle of your screen. I had at one point a great deal of raw meat on me in episode 1, and I never got that icon. So it was kind of like, oh wow, I guess the game technically hasn't taught the player about this yet. So at least that's the only thing I can think of. That's the only reason I could think of that it would be like that. Is this really? Yeah, just a 3-room. Mm-hmm.
I would drink almost anything.
Oh, yep. Okay, hang on. We'll get you fixed up there. There we go. We have a tiny bit of water. Let's go ahead and raid the bathroom for the rest of the water, because that's just easier right now. I don't have to worry about setting up a fire and spending too much time. Yeah, just take it all. Take it all. We're gonna drink it. Take it all. Okay. So yeah, I didn't have that until later, and it was never explained when it first popped up. Like, I knew what it was, but it was not explained to. It's not explained in story mode. Other things are kind of explained, and other things are kind of like, hey, this is a side mission you can do, and that teaches you things like how to craft certain items. You know, getting the blueprints for items. Like when you jump into survival mode, you know how to make. You know, you can crawl into your little crafting menu, and you know how to make the rabbit skin mittens and the hat, as an example. But the characters in the story do not. At least not the ones that you play. And you know, the story has the story mode for Wintermute. At first, it was just it was exclusively episode 1, and that's kind of how they've been working on it. They've been working on it in stages. The story was good, but you know, it had its hiccups. And of course, the story was released, you know, post early access, which I think was smart, because it gave them, you know, that much more time to refine the core game mechanics and focus on the story, you know, without either one really suffering. But you know, there's hiccups in survival mode too. Like the time when I shot that one wolf with the arrow, he kind of died in a weird position. Well, I had the same thing happen to me in story mode when I shot one with a gun. And I think I figured out how it happened. I had killed the wolf just as it was, and this happened both times now that I think about it. I killed the wolf just as it was in the process of leaping. So the game kind of didn't know what to do. It was like, okay, this piece of code says the wolf should be dead because close range shot. This piece says the wolf should be going through the killing animation. And then it just kind of stops the killing animation and is like, oh yeah, the wolf is dead. So it's like the wolf forgets to die, and then its body catches up with it. And I actually uploaded a screenshot on Steam of that kind of thing happening. I'm trying to not grab too many papers because we've already got a lot. It's not like I'm gonna run out of tinder. Oh, Milton is just a little bit different in the story mode. Like when you come back here, like these lockers I don't recall these lockers being here. So there's like certain visual things that are just not present in Milton in the story mode. And there were a couple of those things in the second episode in a different map as well. There was another game mechanic I wanted to talk about. Oh no, the story, the mechanics of the story. I really like the way that they've redone it. I absolutely love it. It's a lot better. It runs a lot smoother. The dialogue and character reactions are better. I enjoy it. Now you can kind of tell that there's like a difference between some of the opening stuff and, you know, the stuff that they fixed and updated. But it's not bad. It's really not. Ooh, hunting knife. That was the other tool that we needed. The hunting knife. Who you in here robbing for? There's like nobody. So yeah, I really like the way that they presented story mode. They made it more interactive as opposed to passive. Like, it still has passive bits, but most of it is, you know, strictly interactive. And I really like what they did with it. And you know, it had to have been, you know, hard to, you know, recall all the voice actors, have them do such and such lines again, you know, so they can go over the scenes and improve them. But they did a really good job. Like, they nailed it, I think. They launched it. They knocked it out of the park with that one. All right, how much tinder do we've got plenty of tinder. It's actual, like, burnables that we need. Yeah, that's right, because in survival mode, none of these are locked. And I think it's all just cash. Survival mode, listen to me. It might as well be survival mode, because, I mean, we have access to all 5 difficulties. Based on what challenge we pick. Although, even then, you know, I was able to... Considering I'd never done, you know, the Hunted Part 2 before, I recorded it for you guys, I was able to, in a sense, breeze through it. So... But, you know, when you know the game mechanics, and you're familiar enough with them, that's just kind of what happens. Oh, I did find out in story mode that, and I don't know if this is a story mode only glitch, but apparently you can kill a wolf with a flare gun. He has to be like right here. But I was able to headshot a wolf with a flare gun, and he toppled over, and I was so confused because I was thinking that shouldn't have been a thing that, you know, you needed to do. But I mean, hey. Oh. All right. And let me go ahead and get this lock here. But yes, the mechanics of story mode of Wintermute are solid. You know, it's going to be weirdly forgiving in comparison to survival mode. At least it was for me, because I had so many supplies by the end of it. Oh, I will say though, one cool thing that Wintermute does that the Hunted challenge did not is it carried my inventory over between episodes, so that was nice. Now, since there are 2 playable characters, obviously, you know, when the episodes come out where you switch, clearly you will not get that same inventory transfer because you're a whole different character. Or at least, you know, that's what I'm speculating. It wouldn't make any sense, you know, otherwise. But I am excited. At the time I'm recording this, episode 3 is going to come out this month. I think on the 22nd of October? I don't remember if it's the 22nd or the 24th, but it comes out... It comes out this month. Alright, what do we got? Ooh. Not sure why the parka was in the... It's a parka, right? Yeah, not sure why the parka was in the, safe, but I'll take it. And we got a flare. Flare's good. Alright, let's go ahead and get some water. We're getting thirsty. I'm also starting to get to the point where I can't carry much, even though most of our food is just soda. I need to find a can opener still. So we'll have to... Do I have... I don't have the tea. I don't think we need the tea, because this is... restorative benefit... I'll take it. I usually want to be relying a little bit more on the birch bark. Yeah, see, we need the pry bar. For, you know, drinking something that's going to restore my condition. But that's okay. Alright, I think we got... Yeah, we got everything that we needed to get in here. I'm not grabbing more tinder. We have enough tinder. I need to get firewood, and more food. And, of course, tools. Alright. Oh, yeah, there's certain details to Milton that are different as well. I know I just said that, but like, for example, the first time you walk up here in story mode, you'll notice something here that was not there before, and then you wind up following a trail around to the back and getting a good idea of the environment. So, and you get a cool idea of kind of how the world is set up. Like, you already kind of get that to a certain degree with survival mode and even the challenges. But you get a much greater sense when that's backed up with story. Okay, so we'll do books for firewood because they're just really good for that. How are my boots? What condition are my boots in? They're decent. Oh, and I have that too. Okay. Still need more clothes. We need to go ahead and raid the Milton house. Oh, there's firewood right there. Okay, that's good to know. How many books do we have? 6. That's enough to start out with. I had so many books in story mode, it was ridiculous. Like, I didn't bother with most of what. I think I had like 9 books at one point, and it was just, you know what? This part is kind of forgiving. I'm going to take advantage of that. More socks. Do I have... Yeah, okay. Oh. Well, they all kind of suck, but that's alright. I think we are loaded up on... Yeah, we're kind of loaded up on the painkillers. I feel just a little bit like a druggie right now. Nope. I'll take that candy bar that's trying to hide. Okay. And nothing under the bed that I can see. Alright. Nope. I'll probably spend some time getting, oh yeah, bandage. Getting, ooh, good.
This will come in handy.
All my clothes repaired before we leave, since I already have a sewing kit. Just so that, you know, by the time we get out of Milton, we're not freezing every single time immediately freezing every single time we step outdoors. Hello, I will take you because we just might find a rifle. That was the other thing. At one point in story mode, I found one of the weapons and had like a ridiculous amount of ammunition for it. So yeah, it's forgiving.
I'll take it.
It's weirdly forgiving. So I think what I might do once all 5 episodes are out, when I go into story mode, I will go ahead and pick the hardest difficulty when I record it for you guys. Just to kind of see how it scales in comparison to survival mode. Because, you know, medium or normal difficulty or whatever was weirdly easy. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you do die if you're not careful. But the same thing happens even in easy mode. Okay. Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and start repairing some clothes. Let's do it this way. Here, we'll start with the big one. Up here. Yeah, let's get it a little higher than that because that's. Yep. Oh hey, we need cloth. Oh no, what will we do? Wait, we've got cloth. All right, let's harvest this sucker. We'll harvest the next one. Oh, you do get some of the benefits in story mode as well. Like at one point we got our well-fed benefit in there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, cool! This is handy." But it didn't. That was one of the things that did not transfer between episodes. So you know, if it in one episode with like the well-fed benefit or a warming benefit, you're not going to have it starting the next one, even if you immediately jump in. I had to re-earn that one. All right. So that's at 80. This is... Which between these two? Oh, yeah. We'll wear that one. That's in better shape anyway. And between these two... I think the hoodie might be better. I do still like this comment. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I'll probably go ahead and repair the clothing off camera. Just so we're not sitting here constantly staring at the screen. And I'll see you guys in the next video.